Thank you guys. Welcome back. If you are raising a son, you are mentoring one, or you are even teaching boys, this message is for you. You know, I have been doing mentorship for the boys for the last 4 years. Almost 51 now because I started in the year 2020. And I have done a lot of counseling, a lot of processes, a lot of parent meetings, and so many talks across schools in Kenya. And I have come to realize there are 5 mistakes, not limited. There might be other, but there are so common mistakes that parents make who are raising boys. And that was what I'd like we discuss today. Mistake number 1 that our parents do, not out of malice, but they do it regularly. They do it regularly. So we have to call out so that they can be able to rectify. And what we can do differently to raise balanced and emotionally healthy young men in the community and in the next generation. Mistake number 1, telling boys be strong all the time. All the time we tell our boys be strong. You know, we think we are building toughness, but we are really teaching silence. You are always telling your son be strong. When we tell our boys never to cry, never to show emotions, never to show fear, we train them to bury their emotions instead of handling it. A boy who learns to hide his emotions, he becomes a man who can't express it. If you learn to hide pain as a small boy, let us teach that boy that strength includes honesty, especially about how he feels. And it is okay to express yourself. It is okay to ask for help. In the previous video, we talked about the myths about the boys in the society. Mistake number 2, rewarding aggression but ignoring empathy. You know, many boys grow up hearing, "You are a man, fight back." That is what we are being told by our parents. Ukimpea story that someone happened, "Oh, wewe ni mwanaume, enda ujipiganie." But few hear, "You are a man, make peace." Very few hear such a statement. If we only praise physical dominance, and this is the problem. If we focus on the physical dominance, we shall raise men who confuse violence for respect. Yes, we should not focus only on physicality. Let us cultivate empathy. Start applauding virtues like kindness, cooperation, and emotional control. Not just power. That is one of the mistakes I have seen so many parents committing. Mistake number 3, assuming boys don't need as much attention. You know, we don't assume that boys need attention. Ikifika 6 p.m. in our society, you will hear a call kama msichana alikuwa nje, but our boys, no, there's no attention. Parents focus, they put more effort, they spend more emotional time with the girls, assuming boys are low maintenance, in quote. You see, you know, studies and research has proven that even boys crave for affection and guidance just as much. They just express it in a different way. Sit with your son, talk to him, guide him. Presence is power. Be present, especially if you're a father. Guide him, show him the right path. Mistake number 4, teaching boys to win, not to learn. We focus only on winning, especially in schools and in events in sports, but will not cultivate that culture of learning. From sports to grains to so many things, we tell boys, be the best, in quote. But when failure comes, because it will, and it always does, the boys scramble because they were never taught on how to learn from a mistake, from a failure. So teach your son to value effort. Reward the effort, a step ahead. Reward learning and the growth of a constant victory. Continue to cultivate, to reward such effort. Confidence should come from perseverance, not perfection. Courage, boldness, and confidence should only come from perseverance, but not perfection. Mistake number 5 and the final mistake that I have observed, the list is long. I'm just limited to these few. Ignoring the importance of role models and mentors. Most parents, they don't care literally about whether the son has a mentor. We grew by it is by grace of God that we figure things right. Our parents literally ignore that our boys need someone to hold their hands. And you know, boys learn manhood and how to become a responsible gentleman by watching, by observation. If there is no positive role model, no mentor at home, you'll find one elsewhere, often in the wrong kind, often in the wrong places. Social media, peers, and so many other, and in the street, which are likely to influence him in the wrong way. Whether it is a father, whether it is an uncle, whether it is a teacher, a mentor, make sure he sees men who respect others, who take responsibility and who lead with humility. Ensure that your son has such a person in his life. Finally, as I conclude, raising boys is not about control. It's about just connecting. If we raise them to feel emotions and to express, to listen and to think before they act, we shall raise and bring up boys and men who build rather than break. We shall be having a powerful generation of gentlemen, the guys who are ready to take the mantle. If this one helped you, you can share it to your friends, to a parent, to a mentor, to a teacher, and it will be of great importance. Until we meet next time, I'm your boy child mentor, Titus Nikwa. Thank you.